welcome to This Day. It is Tuesday, June 10th. I'm your host, Bree Cox Kennedy. It's another amazing day to be a part of this beautiful community. The sun is starting to peek through those early morning clouds, so summer is just around the corner. I'll give you an update on our 5-day forecast in just a bit, but on today's show, we are going to be talking with Pacific Financial Planners. Always such a pleasure to have Jerry Schlutzowitz here on the show for us. Give us a forecast of retirement funds and how they can work for you. And then later in the show, we have Village Reads with Joanne DiLorenzo and Barbara Burnett. So we look forward to catching up with those ladies as well. But first, folks, we do want to keep you informed as always. Who are my garden lovers out there? It's time for free mulch. Free mulch will be available to residents for personal use. That is generated right here in the village by the Landscaping Services Department, so we thank them for that. You can pick up your free mulch at Clubhouse 3 or 5 starting Monday, June 23rd through Thursday, June 26th. You will have to bring your own shovel and container, folks, because those will not be provided. And unfortunately, staff will also not be able to assist, so make sure you have some help also. Free community mulch events are for residents who wish to enrich soil in private, personal garden areas and garden plots. So get on out there and get your free mulch. Now let's take a look at that weather. What is it doing? Sunny, sunny, or sunny? Is still sunny and partly cloudy. I just had to throw that in there for you. The week brings a lot of sunshine mixed with morning coastal clouds and sunshine. Expect the same for today with those morning clouds giving way to sunshine with a high of 79 degrees and a low of just under 60 this evening. Temperatures will gradually increase through the week with highs reaching 80 by Saturday. It is a gorgeous week ahead. Looking forward to it. Sunrise this morning was at 5:40. Sunset will be exactly at 8 p.m. Our very own Michael Taylor was walking through Paris yesterday. Sent this photo in so I could share it with you. Very, very pretty. I love it. I want to see your photos too, so email those to us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Please send us your name, where the photo was taken from, and in a horizontal format, please. We've got just a couple of meetings to tell you about before the break, and then after we come back, Pacific Financial Planners. Stay with us.
Adapt to it, we strive to make the everyday tasks easier by providing our customers with the tools they need to be successful. We carefully explain the use and care of all of our equipment. Adapt to it has been in Laguna Woods for over 20 years, and we know that nothing in life stays constant. So we can help you adapt to all the changes in your life. Adapt to it sells and rents items and always delivers with a smile. Come in today to experience what we mean when we say, when you can't change it, adapt to it.
If you believe the journey is the destination, you'll love exploring in the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek. Standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus up to 34 miles per gallon, an 11.6-inch high-resolution touchscreen, plus a 182-horsepower Subaru Boxer engine. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru. Get your new Subaru here with complimentary maintenance included.
At Pro Smiles OC, we believe your smile is more than just an expression, it's your confidence. Dr. Ivan Ho, board-certified cosmetic dentist in Orange County, has transformed thousands of smiles here in Laguna Woods. From dental implants to Invisalign and cosmetic dentistry, our team at Pro Smiles OC is devoted to restoring and enhancing the beauty of your smile using state-of-the-art procedures that result in long-lasting smiles. Visit our website to schedule an appointment or give us a call today.
Are you looking to boost your financial knowledge in a friendly, relaxed setting? Join us at the Financial Forum Club, where we tackle important money matters together. the second Thursday of every month from 3 to 5 p.m. in Clubhouse 7. No RSVP is required. Come to learn, share, or just listen. Coffee and cookies are on us. The Financial Forum Club, your community, your future, your financial education.
Welcome back, everyone. One of my favorite guests is here. Well, they're all my favorites. I'm not partial. But this time, we are talking with Jerry Schlutzwitz about financial defense. Smart retirement in uncertain times.
It sounds fun.
Jerry.
How you doing, Brie?
Good.
Thanks
How
for
are
having
you?
me. Doing great.
It does sound a little bit intimidating, but very important.
It's very important, Brie, because people out there think that finding a solution to today's problems with their investments means predicting the future. You know, winning big, figuring out what's the most winning way.
Right.
Sometimes when you're retired and you don't want to go back to work, not losing big is the solution. And that you need to play defense and defend against principal losses with your finances. And that's the key to success versus being able to predict the future.
Right. So how do you do that with markets constantly shifting?
Well, there's more than the stock market. And that's one of the things that I believe our listeners, viewers, whatever, don't see, because the market does swing. The interest rate, that is uncertain. You know, we've got some people saying that it should be lower. You got potentially some saying it's higher. Inflation, we saw what that did and ravaged portfolios recently to people's cost of living, et cetera. And the other one that's really big, one of the biggest risks out there, is longevity.
Yes.
People are living longer. And guess what happens when you live longer? More bad things happen. More healthcare problems, more risk of markets, et cetera. So what you need to do is kind of either have defensive portfolios in your market, like stop losses, or use index annuities to protect yourself against too much downside in the markets if you want to play the stock market. But sometimes with those interest rates, if you just ladder it, you buy some short-term, medium-term, long-term bonds, treasury bonds that have no risk, that's a way to play defense. So there's a lot of different things, strategies that are solid no matter what the market does. And that's what I want to talk about.
Right, and people are living a lot longer these days as well. Right? So you have to take that into consideration.
Absolutely.
So you mentioned longevity risk, right? So how should retirees prepare for that other than what you've just mentioned? Or is that sort of the safe basket to stay within those parameters?
Well, like you're saying, it's because people are living longer. You've got to plan for a 30-year retirement. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
What did it used to be, Jerry? Do you recall?
Well, you know, when they first started Social Security, people were living till 68, 69 and, you know, passing. So they thought, okay, you retire at 65, you got about 3-4 years. You know, then it's been longer. And there's another mistake out there that people make is when you're born, they talk about life expectancy. And the life expectancy right now is about 78, 79 years old when you're born. But because you didn't go to war, you've passed your drag racing days, maybe potentially drug days and alcohol days, and you've gotten older, you're not skydiving anymore, rock climbing. That when
some
you
of
reach,
us aren't.
well, you're not retired yet. When you reach 65, you know, male life expectancy is 20 years, 85, and female is to 88, 89, so 23 years. But if you're a married couple, there's better than 50-50 that one of you makes 92. And there's more and more 100-year-olds coming on, you know, to where it used to be 50,000 and they expect in the next 20 years to be over 1 million people reaching,
right?
You know, 100 years old. So you've got to kind of plan for age 90. So you've got to divide your money up into buckets, short-term, medium-term, and long-term. And you want to make sure you're diversified, some of it for guaranteed income or guaranteed safety to protect your capital. It's very important that you have those strategies in place. When you're younger, okay, like you, Bree, you know, you can ride out the markets. You want a speedboat, right? When you invest, you want to grow and go as fast as you can. But when you get closer to 65 and older, you need an anchor. You need something that says, okay, I'm rock solid. I'm not going to be thrown around by the ocean, and I'm good where I'm at. I just need to make sure I don't lose all my money. And you want to anchor to something.
But how can you, what's the insurance that those anchors will continue to perform?
Well,
your solid core basket.
You need the United States government. I mean, if you're buying treasury bills, as long as the United States remains the United States, we're coming up on 250 years. I don't think we're, anywhere near going out. I mean, anything could happen, Bree, but at that point in time, you've got other issues. But I mean, things like insurance companies, people go, well, how do I protect, how do you know the insurance company's going to be around? It's like, well, wait a minute, do you have car insurance? Yeah. Do you have health insurance? Yeah. Do you have homeowners insurance? And I go, why do you pay those bills if they're not going to be around? And well, it's different. No, it's not any different. It's insurance on your money. And if you know how they work, if you know how the banking system works, I mean, there are safe investments that if you take some of your money or a chunk of your money away from market swings, I ask people all the time, how would it feel if you had $1 million and you lost 20% of it all because of a market swing? You lost 200,000. Would that make you uncomfortable? Almost everybody who's retired says yes. So then why are you exposing a lot of your money? So you got to diversify it into short-term, medium-term, long-term, and take appropriate risk through asset diversification, not only in asset classes, U.S., international, et cetera, but guaranteed for non-guaranteed investments.
Right. And so is that what you're referring to as the laddered income?
The laddered income is like using CDs and treasuries and even fixed rate annuities. I mean, we've got some of these things paying over 5% for 3 years and over 5.5 for 5 years. And all it is, it's like, it's similar to a bank CD where your term, and they're going to pay you every year that same rate with no risk. That's pretty good in today's environment. If we have an inflation rate of 3% or lower, which it is, then you're getting a 2% real rate of return over the cost of inflation with no risk. Those are historically really good returns. So there's ways out there, but people think, gosh, I just don't know what to do. And I know that Jerry doesn't know what to do. Guess what? I don't know the future. Nobody does. Warren Buffett doesn't know. Hey, the President of the United States, do you think he knows what's going to happen next? Of course not. He has no idea. He's just trying things and then moving on. So it's the same thing. But if there are solid investments that you can add to your portfolio to make it more conservative, those are tried and true throughout the decades that can reduce the risk and make your retirement income more safe.
Well, I think the other thing too that is a sort of this gray nebulous misfactor is the tax efficient withdrawals. Because I mean, there's so many people that aren't aware of the tax implications when they take funds out.
You're absolutely correct. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make in retirement. There's a lot of them, but that's one of them. Knowing where to draw from and how to draw tax efficiently. You've got $1 million in a 401k or a retirement plan that you know that's not worth $1 million. And so two people both having the same amount of money, one will pay a lot more taxes than the other because of a tax efficient strategy of withdrawing it out. I've seen people take the whole thing out all at once and then they pay 50% of it in taxes. So it really is, there are ways knowing where to draw from. The other one is not planning for health care, all right? Look, 80% of people or 85% of people pay for their long-term care out of pocket. They don't buy long-term care insurance. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to buy long-term care insurance. But you've got to plan, what if you need long-term care? Where are you going to draw from first? And if you say, well, I'll tell my family when it happens, you don't know how long-term care happens. It's not like, well, I just got old, now I'm in long-term care. That happens, to a small percentage of people. But most people, it follows a traumatic event. And when you're in a traumatic event, you're not going to be focused on your portfolio. So these are things you plan in advance, you write it down, you tell the person who's going to be your financial caregiver, because there's a medical caregiver and then there's a financial, whether it's an executor, power of attorney. But they've got to know who they are, they've got to know where your assets are, and they've got to know what your plan is. Otherwise, it's just an idea, and an idea not shared with the people who are going to have to implement it is just that, it's risk.
Right. Well, with that, your Financial Forum Club, this month's topic is the importance of financial defense.
Yeah, anyone can come.
It's very important.
Yeah, we're going to talk about these topics. It's this Thursday, 3 to 5, Clubhouse 7. We don't take attendance. You know, we have coffee and cookies. Anyone could be there and, you know, show up and learn. It's a participatory event. So, you know, you're learning not just from me, but you're learning from your fellow colleagues here in the village.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jerry. Always such a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, Bree.
Always great information. Next up, we've got the Village Reads, so stay with us.
Someone asked me recently, what is Thrive? Thrive is a group in the village that seeks to inspire quality living in every chapter of our lives. They asked, how do you do that? We bring people together and promote themes such as kindness, positivity, joyfulness, resilience, and mindfulness in a complex world, as these behaviors enhance wellness and increase cognitive and physical health. Come thrive with us at our next event. Just RSVP by emailing us.
Your eyes let you see the world, every smile, every sunset, every moment.
At Harvard Eye Associates, our team of specialists is here to protect your vision.
From cataracts and glaucoma to retina and cornea care, we offer the latest treatments with a compassionate touch.
For over 50 years, you've trusted us with your eyes. We're honored to care for them for years to come.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
Wait is over. A brand new pharmacy just minutes from your front door is now open. Service. It's our top priority at Laguna Pharmacy. Enjoy free same-day delivery, low over-the-counter prices, and personalized attention, all with the same copay you're used to. Tired of waiting on hold? Our experienced pharmacists answer your calls right away. We are in-network with most Medicare plans and make the transfer process easy. Visit Laguna Pharmacy today for the exceptional care you deserve. California Club presents the Ultimate Legend Series. Special discounted pricing starting at $72, also $108 and $144 for all 4 shows. On sale from May 29th through July 4th. Individual show tickets available beginning 90 days before each show. Take advantage of these terrific savings now. Don't miss these amazing bands. More information, visit CaliforniaClubLWV.com.
And welcome back to the show. The Village Reads is here, and I really want to read this book. Oh my goodness. Joanne DiLorenzo and Barbara Burdett, thank you ladies for coming.
Thank you, Bree.
Your event is coming up very quickly.
Very soon. This Saturday.
We've talked about this book before. It sounds very, very interesting, but you want to promote this event coming up on Saturday.
Yes, we do.
There are 2 things. I'm sorry, Barb.
Go ahead.
There are 2 things that have happened since we spoke with you.
Oh,
One
do tell.
is that we have a man who's called the AI guru named Neil Sahota, who's with UCI, who will be our guest speaker. And then there's another gentleman, Dr. John Peters, who's with our video club, who is an authority on AI. So we have these 2.
How did those develop?
You know, you cast seeds and sometimes you really get flowers.
Oh,
It's very exciting. So the book, as you know, is about an artificial friend. And Mr. Sahota's discussion is going to be about the reality and the possibility in the near future for our having artificial friends.
Well, we will. They're called agents. I can't wait for mine. They're AI agents.
That's the reason we're here, because things have changed so much to make it so much more exciting. So it's not just about reading a book.
Right. Although AI is part of this story, but there are many other aspects of it which will be brought out by our speakers. And then, of course, we'll have a book discussion after the speakers.
So for those viewers who missed our last episode, give them just a brief synopsis of the book.
Okay, well, this book is written by Kazuo Ishiguro, who's a Nobel Prize winner, and it takes place in the future, but not too far into the future. And at that time, children aren't going to school with other children. They're learning at home. And for socialization reasons, some of their parents buy them an AI, an artificial friend. And that's what this book is about. Clara and the son. Clara is the artificial friend. And she, her person is a girl who has some health issues. And so her task is to be a friend to this girl. But that's only one of the aspects of the book. There's many other things that you could discuss, and that's what we hope will come out in our book discussion.
And also, this book is, it's going to be a movie. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. Yes. It's going to be a movie starring Jenna Ortega, who I'm sure if you're under 80, you might know who she is. Do you know who she is?
I don't.
Okay, I know there was a lot of excitement about her starring, but Amy Adams is going to play the mother. So that will be better for me because I can relate to her.
Do you have any idea when the movie will be released?
Supposedly it has been completed, and you with your agents maybe have some understanding. I have no idea how long it takes to get a book from production, completion to the rest of us.
Yeah. That's, you know, I'm going to look that up. That's a great question. I'm not sure about that. So how did you decide on this book for your Village Reads?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that question because we go through quite a process of choosing a book.
Yeah, what does that involve?
Well, we have several readers. First of all, submit names of books that we think would be good for our group to read and also would offer a good discussion. And then we read like crazy and discuss the books, and then we narrow it down to about 5, and then we invite some other readers to read with us. So the initial group has about 5, and then we invite about 10 more people to read the finalist books, and then we vote.
Wow, that is quite a process. What is the time duration to do something like that?
A year.
It is a year. That's why you have
it is a year.
Once a year.
That's why it's a once-a-year event.
Yeah, we're doing this Saturday, and shortly thereafter we'll start the process for next year.
It's not something that you want to rush through anyway.
That's
right?
true.
You know, I call it a book discussion on steroids because unlike other book discussions, we have Sandra Rosencrantz, who is the guru, well, you're going to use that word a lot, of the American novel, contemporary American novel. So she starts us off with where this book fits in the whole span of modern literature, because we are not reading classics. We are reading prospective classics, right? And so you digest that as people are happily scribbling down all of the books that Sandra is talking about because they want to read them because she's so well known. And then we go into it's a 10-minute video of Kazuo Ishiguro in his home talking about the book, which is, he's so Asian, and he was born and raised in Japan until about, what, 8 or 9?
No, until about the age of 5. And then his family moved to England, and so he was observing the British Society, and a lot of his books are about the British Society.
And he sounds very highly intelligent. Very intellectual.
His father was an oceanographer, and that's a whole other talk about worlds.
It's very diverse.
Isn't it a whole other world, though? I mean, what happens under us in the sea is a whole other culture. Right. So he's been exposed to 3 cultures: the Japanese, the British. So we see.
And now Hollywood.
Well, true. Although his books have been made into movies before. So,
for The Remains of the Day.
The Remains of the Day. Yeah.
Which I have to get you to see.
Yes.
It's been described as the perfect motion picture.
Remains of the Day. Okay, everybody.
Let's
all watch it together.
Okay. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, maybe we can get someone in this room to put it on TV for us.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
But anyway, so then he's followed by, after the Kazuo Ishiguro film, which is a lot of food for thought, we will have Dr. John Peters telling us about our speaker and about AI. And then our speaker, Neil Sahota, will go into the the feasibility, the prospect of actually having AI friends in the near future?
Yeah, I'm a little indifferent about that. I feel like, you know, it might cause some people to kind of recluse and not have outside friendships. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Actually, you're right on, because there's a lot of concern about the ethical issues.
Yeah.
And some of that is brought out in the book, because the main character in the book doesn't really interact with other children her age.
Yes, and that's a learned behavior. I mean, you have
Certainly.
to understand how to interact with society. You
You're
can't just be a
absolutely correct.
recluse, so that'll be interesting.
That's the book discussion then.
Yes,
So then we get
get into
together.
the book discussion after that. And we're very much looking forward to that and hope a lot of people will come. And you don't have to have read the book because you would enjoy the speakers.
And the discussion.
Yeah.
Okay,
So what do you
that's-
think about an artificial friend?
Only if they're going to clean the house.
Oh, wouldn't that be good?
So,
We could arrange that.
all right, ladies, your Village Reads is Saturday, June 14th, 1:45 p.m., Sequoia Room, Clubhouse 2.
Thank you, Bree.
I wish you the best on that event. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be back after these messages.
Hello, I'm Matt Johnson, and I can't wait to bring the new Jet Set and Swing in the Disney Songbook to your beautiful theater. It's an engaging, retro-cool jazz tribute to the beloved songs from Disney's most memorable animated feature films. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and you'll definitely be tapping your toes when the new Jet Set presents Swing in the Disney Songbook.
We all have the power to shape the world. We're connected to the world we share, to each other. I am Future. I wait in the world of Echo.
Echo, the spectacular new show by Cirque du Soleil, opens May 23rd under the Big Top at Laguna Hills Mall. Tickets at cirquedusoleil.com.
The world is yours to create.
Echo thanks its official partner, Air Canada.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Let's take a quick look at our 5-day forecast. Gorgeous 5-day forecast after these very stubborn morning clouds burn off. Boy, they don't like to go easily, but once they do and that sun comes out, it is heavenly. Highs today going to reach about 79 today and tomorrow before lowering down a couple of temperatures and then all the way back up to 80 again on Saturday. It's going to be a lot of humidity on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, but it still is our segue into summer, so I can't wait. Tomorrow on this day, we have St. Nicholas Church and the Saddle Club, so we hope that you will be back here with us then. That's going to do it for this episode, and from all of us here, we wish yours a beautiful one. Thank you.